Hello, everybody. How are you doing? How's your day? How's your week? How's life? How are you? How have you been? Today we're gonna be talking about making mistakes and coming back from them. Okay. In life, there are times where we make mistakes. We hurt people knowingly or unknowingly, deliberately or not deliberately, due to negligence, due to entitlements, over comfortability, over familiarity. Sometimes we really do hurt the people that matter most around us because we assume they'll put up with the worst of us. And it's quite funny because if you think about it, of course, home is a place where you relax and rest and whatnot. But if you think about it, we do so much to appear as the best version of ourselves outside, right? And rarely do we do it inside because we are comfortable, because we are at rest, we are in a safe environment, we are at peace, right? And sometimes we tend to do that with the people that matter the most. We stop maintaining the relationships that really do make us, that really are our backbone, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a brother, a sister, a cousin, mother, father, or romantic relationship. It's a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, a husband. We expect these people to put up with versions of ourselves which would actually not be acceptable in every other sphere of life, whether you go to church, whether you go to work, whether it's in your friend groups, outer friend groups, maybe not like really close knit friend groups, whether it's acquaintances. Like, if you took that kind of behavior to them, nobody would put up with it. But because these people have accepted us for who we are, they love us, they care, and we've become comfortable with them, we think they will stay there and tolerate bad behavior, bad manners forever. So this video is for that group of people. You've lost people you didn't think you'd lose. People are tired of putting up with you. They've told you what they're not happy with. They've asked you to make adjustments, and for lack of a better term, you have been negligent in the relationships where you should have been careful. You have been entitled, and you've been wrong. Change really does come from admitting that you were wrong sometimes. It's not all the times that we're wrong, and sometimes it really is just, misunderstanding, differences of upbringing and things like that, differences of understanding, and sometimes it's just you're different people, right? But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where there's a genuine ask that has been happening, genuine pointing out of behavior that is problematic, and the assumption of, if you love me, you accept all of me, no change required, has found you in a place where the people who you thought would never leave have left. And even in your heart, that this person, for them to leave, it's really something that I've done, because this person otherwise is the type of person who doesn't leave easily, who's loyal, who's always with me. And now you've come to the place where you have to meet yourself, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a breakup at friendship level, whether it's at romantic level, or people have gone no contact in families. People, they've left you. No one is willing to talk to you anymore. No one is willing to deal with you anymore. People are tired. This video is just to say, look, it's never too late. It never is too late. And of course there are consequences, because you are responsible for your actions and how they affect other people. So you can change, and you are allowed to change, and it's good to change, and it's good to improve yourself. And sometimes it takes losing the people you never thought you would lose to realize that you need to make an adjustment. And the assumption that when that adjustment is made, those people will come back is is in it of itself still problematic, because you can't assume that simply because you've realized your error and you've realized what's wrong after this person has left, then because you've made the necessary adjustments, they'll come back. Sometimes you're too late. Sometimes the change comes too late, because people need to do what they need to do to survive. And if you've caused so much harm that this person feels, they are better off cutting you out of their life, sometimes you have to live with that. And it's extremely painful, because honestly, finding good people in this world isn't easy. Finding people who care about you for you is not easy. And sometimes we think we'll keep finding people like that, even if this person, some people really aren't replaceable. They are just people who, they are not replaceable in your life, And so it does sometimes take losing such a person to realize that you really do need to change. So is it over? No. And you can use your lessons to teach other people, not to go down that route, right? So you can change. There's room for you to change, and there's room for you to grow. You can grow into an amazing person. You can grow into a really considerate person, and you can become even what those people were asking you to become, because it's usually a better version of yourself, right? Because people who genuinely love you don't usually ask you just to change for no reason, right? You can become that and at least enjoy the next phases of your life. And you have to realize that sometimes once lost is always lost. Other times it can be repaired, other times not. But in essence, the essence of the video is to say, look, mistakes happen, negligence happens, um, you know, lack of accountability happens, but that doesn't mean you can't change. That doesn't mean you can't adjust. That doesn't mean you can't evolve. That doesn't mean you. And of course, those people might forever know you as what you were to them. And that doesn't mean they are vindictive or bad. That's who they experienced of you. And that's on you, but you are allowed to grow out of that perception of them. And if they genuinely cared about you, they will acknowledge the growth. They will acknowledge it. Might not be to you, and it might not be a door for renewal of whatever relationship you had. They might choose to love you from a distance and just cheer for you from a distance, because certain things leave really deep seated wounds and scars. So you might just have to learn to live without them, but that doesn't mean you're confined to the imagery that people have had of you. So it's never too late to change. It's never too late to grow. It's never too late to evolve. It's never too late to become something else, become somebody else. So it starts with accountability, and it starts with acceptance. But you can do it, and it's okay to admit that you're wrong. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It might make you perceived to be a bad person by whomever you hurt, but that doesn't mean you have to stay in that bracket. So, yeah, have a good day. Bye.